Hey y'all, hey, how y'all doing? So guess what? I was going through my box of Michael Jackson memorabilia, right? Dig it, every band has one. If you know, you know. And I found this badge behind me, right? And I found the article that I wrote when I covered the Michael Jackson trial 20 years ago in 2005. And it was also the day that I met Michael Jackson, which I'll get to in later parts of the series. And so today I'm going to tell you about how I got to the Michael Jackson trial in 2005. Dig it. Part one. On April 26th, after a 270-mile bus ride from San Francisco and a 10-block walk from the two-star Rose Garden Inn in Santa Maria, I arrived at the Santa Barbara County Courthouse at 6 a.m. A small crowd had gathered outside the gates. Are you for Michael or not? This was the gatekeeper of the Michael Jackson fans. Her name was Susie, and she would check you, okay? It was Susie, a super fan who had been cheering for Jackson and attending court sessions since the trial began on January 31st. I had seen Susie on TV. I told her that I had been a fan of Jackson music for a long time, as if it was any of her freaking business. So, when is Michael's birthday? She asked. When is Michael's birthday? August 29th, I said. How many brothers and sisters does he have? 8, I said. What are the names of Michael Jackson's children? Prince Michael one, Paris Catherine, and Prince Michael II, aka Blanket. Who's the stepdaddy? Michael has a stepdaddy? Gotcha, said Susie. I guess that was good enough for her, as if it was any of her freaking business. Anyway, funny, due to the influence of television, magazines like Ebony, Jet, and Right On, and all the magazines I devoured as a kid, I knew more about Michael Jackson than I knew about members of my own family. As he did on most mornings when he could attend, a man called Reverend John Walker, a fan from Los Angeles, led the small group in prayer and an invocation and a special prayer that Michael would be found innocent. We line up over here, said Susie. I didn't have a press pass that day, so I stood in line, hoping to land one of the 45 coveted seats in the courtroom available to the public each day. People lined up while members of the sheriff's department issued blue tickets. We placed our tickets in a plastic barrel. I was thrilled when my number came up. I'd never been in a courtroom before, and now I was going to be an observer at one of the world's most sensational trials. Now, several questions has been running through my mind. Was Jackson getting a fair trial? Was he targeted by the prosecution because he was black? Because he was an eccentric billionaire whose facial features had mysteriously morphed from Negroid to European over the years? Because he openly spoke on television about sharing his bed with children in his 27-acre lair called Neverland. Could Jackson actually get a fair trial in light of the intense speculation and media coverage? Whatever had gone down, I did not think that Jackson deserved the 20-year prison sentence that he faced. Listening to the testimonies from Jackson's former travel agent, videographer, and even his ex-wife, Debbie Rowe, it was clear that many had benefited from Michael Jackson's generosity and vulnerability. After presenting our identification, we were issued green and yellow badges. The only items that we were allowed to bring into the courtroom were notepads and writing instruments. Again, this was before smartphones. We had cell phones, but we had to leave them at the door. No recording devices, nothing, just a pen and pad. And I put my court pass on the back of this notebook. We were admitted into the courtroom at 7:30 a.m. We were frisked, passed through metal detectors, and issued seat numbers. The sheriff's department constantly reminded us that this was a superior court case, as opposed to, say, the bad tour. And they also stated that we were expected to conduct ourselves with decorum and follow protocol at all times. Stay tuned for part two of the day I met Michael Joseph Jackson. Peace.